That's why you do an RC test. It's a quick, efficient way to rule out, you know, engine mechanical. Is it mechanical or is it electrical? You need to know that right off the bat with a misfire concern, especially a problem vehicle like this. Welcome back. So we got us this Ford Edge here. I think he said it was a cylinder 3 misfire. The customer ordered a set of coils off like eBay or something, like super cheap. There was like, for all 6 of them, it was like 50 bucks. And then I guess it fixed it for like a few minutes, and he went on a drive, misfiring again. So he ordered a set of injectors off eBay, super cheap ones, and same thing. I guess it was running fine, and then all of a sudden his check engine light came on, it started flashing, and it's got a dead miss. You can feel it, you know, even just pulling it in. Ford, they don't like aftermarket parts for ignition. Any type of solenoid or pump or, you know, anything of that nature, anything rotational, you know, like a starter, alternator, you want to go OE on these. So anyways, we're gonna hook the scan tool up and just go from there. So I just got that little Bluetooth dongle hooked up, and I'm gonna pop the hood real quick and take a look. I just decided that was kind of you know, right off the bat something I should do, being as though, you know, customers replaced all this stuff. I mean, right off the bat I see something here kind of funky. Well, first there's somebody got some stereo wire that appears that they have it's probably for the stereo. I don't know what else that would be for, unless he's just running a wire down somewhere. It's a little green wire, but this is what I'm talking about right here. See this harness? It's all opened right here by the computer. I mean, it's like the main harness. It's open. Somebody's cut this harness open, and they've been looking around. So, you know, it's zip tied on there, kind of ghetto-like. I don't like that. Makes me nervous right off the bat. Let's see if we have a circuit code. Wouldn't surprise me. Also, up here by this is the computer. It's been opened as well, every single one of them. I have a feeling he was messing with that for quite some time. I don't like seeing stuff like that. So anyways, let's get started. And of course my scan tool's dead, so I'm gonna have to look at it over here. I guess I could use this other one, but oh, also I got an upcoming video here. I'm gonna replace this screen. I cracked it a little while back, and I just got the replacement part. So hopefully it's the right one. And yeah, that'll be a cool video. Yeah, so we're at 8% there. It's because I just plugged it in probably. All right, auto van. Ford America. Do a standalone diagnostic. I just want to get a quick code scan and see if I got any leads, you know. It could be so many different things. I mean, it kind of frustrates me, honestly, that, I mean, I talked to this guy for like a good 20 minutes, and, you know, he kind of gave me the rundown on everything he did. He didn't say anything about opening up the harnesses or any of that. You know, anytime I see that, God, it's asking me if it's got a factory GPS or whatever. Yeah, it looks like a stock stereo to me. Navigation system. Anyways, you know, it kind of just frustrates me because, you know, why wouldn't you tell your mechanic what you've done? All right, so looks like we have some codes in the PCM. Hopefully it's not from him unplugging stuff, and this is an accurate code. I'm gonna do continue it, or just store DTCs first, and then we'll do key on, engine off, and see if it picks up any type of circuit issues. So we got this P0303. It's the same code he was getting. However, he has replaced the injectors and the coils. We also got a P0480. And then I've been seeing this code a lot, this P0316. I don't know. I feel like I didn't used to see that very much. I mean, I guess it might be something on the newer vehicles. I don't know. But anyways, it's just not a super common code. I think we need to, let's do a key on engine off test. And then we'll look at some data. So, well, that's loading. I'm just gonna show you guys something here. So, yeah, I guess all this wiring, that wasn't him. That was Ford put an engine in here. These, these are infamous for the coolant leaking into the vehicle or into the engine. The water pump, it goes out, and the seat pole is it's under the timing cover, so it just drains into the crankcase, and then they need an engine. So anyway, so all this this wiring, I guess, was done at Ford, the dealership. I mean, just absolutely horrible. I mean, the tape job, the lack of tape, the opened harness, all this, the zip tie, and these zip ties. I mean, what? Ford, if you watch this, if this video somehow gets to you, Pat Armstrong, Ford here, you guys suck. Do a better job. This is just piss poor. Well, I believe that is the key on engine off test. And I did look at the freeze frame data, and so it was 100% load. The fuel trims on bank 2 were still within reason there. Mass airflow, I mean, it was at like, full throttle, it looks like. So warm up since DTC, so this is just a one trip failure. It's a dead miss. I'm gonna go, we're gonna look at some data, but let's do an RC test real quick. Just to give you guys an idea about how long it takes to do an RC test. It's been about 30 seconds since I just, stopped recording and then started again. So, I mean, it's that quick, I like to do them on the ground. It looks like that block ground goes over to this terminal, and then the terminal goes to block. It's just one wire, so I'm just gonna hook this amp clamp on there, and I'm gonna turn the scope on. It's got my handy uScope here again. If you guys follow me, you'll know that I probably use this uScope more than anybody on YouTube. That's a fact. All right, so let's see what we can see here. I'm gonna get as long of a capture as you can. That was an excellent capture. You want it to fill the whole screen. You want the engine to stabilize. As you can see, like, when it first starts cranking over, the cylinders aren't moving at their regular pace. They're kind of speeding up, and everything's equalizing. So you want to make sure you get a long crank, and you want to look for like any inconsistencies. Sorry about that dinging there. You want to look for a pattern, something that repeats. You can see these tall spikes. So that tall spike is indicating, let me zoom in a little bit. And we're gonna need to get another channel in here. So let's see here. I'll just scroll through there so you can see, those large, that peak right there. So that cylinder has low compression right before it. So the starter needs to work extra hard to get that engine spinning
when the previous cylinder is not contributing. I don't know if that makes sense. That's my best way of explaining it. But from the looks of this, it almost looks like the timing's off. Like there's more than one cylinder with low compression. You can see, you know, 1, 2, 3, those are all even, and then low, 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 big peak, 1, 2, 3, 4, low. I'm assuming that one that's super low is going to be cylinder 3. So I don't know if we're dealing with like a wiped cam lobe issue or if this is a timing issue. Remember, this engine was put in a couple years ago, so I mean, I'm glad we found this before replacing a bunch of parts. That's why you do this RC test first thing every time. So let's get the other scope and see if we can pinpoint that that cylinder in particular, and let's just dive a little deeper. But you know, at this point, it's a mechanical engine.
And I actually realized I was making this video, and I realized that when I got the original capture on this, I forgot to press record. So I'm out here now. It's the next day, but I wanted to capture this RC for you guys so you guys could see that. And you know, no amount of mechanical parts or electrical parts are going to fix this. This is a mechanical issue. You know, even though they're cheap Chinese coils and injectors, if you put OE Motorcraft coils in there and injectors, that's going to be super expensive, and it's not going to fix the issue. So that's why you do an RC test. It's a quick, efficient way to rule out, you know, engine mechanical. Is it mechanical or is it electrical? You need to know that right off the bat with a misfire concern, especially a problem vehicle like this. You know, it's not the answer he wanted, but it's an answer, and I'm sure he's going to be happy that I'm not recommending, you know, a full tune-up. I mean, there's a possibility that, you know, induction cleaning or something, you know, may help. It might have something to do with, you know, if it's a timing issue, it could be the chain, or it could be get stretched, or it could be like a variable valve timing type deal, like an actuator or something. There's a lot of possibilities, but we now know that this is not an external part issue. This is something inside the engine. So let's just dig a little deeper. And the reason why I said we need to get the other scope out is because I need more than one channel. In order to sync it and verify which cylinder is got the low compression, we need to sync to an ignition, or well, preferably an ignition, like a, you know, cylinder 3. I'll probably put it on cylinder 1. You know, it just makes it easier for me. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. And then we're going to do the RC test again, and we'll be able to sync it and verify which, if not more than one, you know, multiple cylinder misfire. Sometimes it'll pop a P0303 up because it's the worst. Or it could be wrong. It could be a different cylinder, and I've seen them get mixed up. So that's what we're doing now, is we're going to verify which cylinder has low compression, and we're going to try to pinpoint why. All right, hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. First thing we want to do is we need to figure out the firing order. You know, you got to figure out which one's cylinder 1. So I should be able just to pull that up on here. If not, we can always Google it. It's not a huge deal. So I just put firing order in there and then diagrams, and it should pop up. Usually it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I think it would, but okay. So, and remember, this engine is facing sideways. So cylinder 1, I believe it's going to be that rear bank. Cylinder 3, it's also that rear bank, but the other side towards the transmission. So, and then we got our firing orders 142536. That's going to be important when we sync it. All right, so we're just about ready to get that capture. We do need a little bit more information, and so first off, that cylinder 1 is actually going to be the easiest to get to, and like I said, that's how I prefer to do it. It's just easy for me to sort through the data. However, we need to look up the wiring diagram for those coils so we know, well, I'm pretty sure it's just a 2-wire coil, so one's going to be power, one's going to be, you know, the constant power, one's going to be the computer ground, which, or control side, if you will. Sorry, I was having a blank there. I was trying to figure out what to type. So the computer will ground, you know, it'll ground that coil, which collapses the magnetic field, creating the spark through the secondary windings. And see, stupid. Why is it asking me? Okay, it's all-wheel drive. Okay, I think I clicked on the wrong thing. That's why I was trying to get out of there, but it says not today. Okay, so my computer's been acting up. It's all screwy. There we go. Okay. Wiring diagram. So, because we want to know, so we want to know, so it looks like that violet wire is going to be that constant power. So it looks like that comes from the PCM. So you can see, like, the one thing all coils have in common, they all have a violet wire, and that's, you know, that's going to be its power source. So cylinder 1, we're going to be looking for, it's just going to be the white violet wire. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. But you can see, like, this cylinder 2 is yellow blue, and then blue orange, and green violet, and so on. All the cylinders have a different wire for the control. So that's how the computer pulses that coil on and off. So it's going to be a white violet wire, and yep, I think that's all we need to know for now. So let's go get the scope hooked up and see what we see. You want to use an attenuator. I know some of you already know this, but so, you know, this is a 20-to-1 attenuator. You can get 10-to-1 attenuators as well. This is just the one I have right now. So you're going to want to put it on the end of your lead and then put it onto the channel of your choice. That will ensure that you don't fry your scope or your computer or whatever. All right, so we still got that amp clamp hooked up for our RC test, which is stands for relative compression test, if you're not aware. So I got this little ground distribution box here, this little bus box from Joe's Auto Electric. It's pretty sweet. It comes in handy if you got multiple leads you got to hook up and you need a bunch of different grounds, you know, and you don't want them all clipped to the battery or, you know, wherever. This is just more efficient. You're gonna get your positive lead, and you're going to, in our case, that's cylinder 1 back there. Sorry, I don't have a flashlight, but it's gonna look just like this. It's a coil, so it's a 2-wire coil. So we're gonna find the, I believe it was a violet white, I think, and then we're just gonna back probe it, and we should be good to go on our primary there, and then hopefully we get a good pattern. So we got that lead hooked up to the coil. Got it on the, it's a white violet wire. I don't know, I don't focus very well, but it's just going in the end right there, like I said just a little bit ago. So cylinder 1, and now I'm gonna go crank it over and let's see what we can see. I haven't taken RC on this for a while because it's been, it was giving me some problems before, so hopefully we can get a good capture, and I'm gonna go crank it over and just watch that screen. Hopefully we can see something good. Okay, so it's becoming pretty apparent that my uScope software is not working properly, and this is an ongoing thing. I think I just need to get a new scope. So I'm using the Handtech software now. However, in clear flood mode, it kills the injectors and the coils, so I'm not going to be able to get a sync. But I think I know a way around that. All right, so trial and error. I was able to get a capture, so I did move it back to, I had the lead switched. I'm not sure if I filmed that or not, but I switched it back to cylinder 1 to make it easier to sync. And we're going to capture one here. Okay, so every single time that you see this spike, the yellow spike, and you'll see the kV voltage go up, and the scope's just not picking it up because of the trigger level. But really all we need to do is pinpoint which cylinder is number 1, and then we can figure out which ones have low compression. This is actually a good capture. So the acquisition sucks because the scope is it's just not very fast, and I'm way zoomed in. But anyways, so if you look here at the firing order, we got 1, 4, 5, 3, 6. So if you look at this pattern, this is 720 degrees engine revolutions. So that's one full cycle, the 4-stroke cycle. But what we're interested in is these little humps. So that's our low hump right there. So if we count our firing order, we got 1, 4, 2, 5, 3. That's our low hump. And then 6, and then 1. And it just repeats itself over and over again. So I'd just like to add that I took a second look at this, and actually it appears that there may be low compression on one bank. So we got 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Oh wait, no, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, and then 1. So I'm gonna have to look at that again, but on the other RC with the uScope, it did look like there was multiple cylinders with low compression. I mean, it looks like there's for sure low compression on, well, 1, where we're synced. And then it's 4, 2 also appears to be low. And then 5, and then 3 is the lowest. And then 6. So that rear bank is 1, 2, 3. So if all 3 of those cylinders have low compression, then there's a good chance that that timing chain failed. So that would be my best guess at this point. Like I said, I need to look at this further, but either way, there's low compression on multiple cylinders. So, I mean, we got mechanical issues here. So it is what it is. Like I said, we'll see what the client wants to do. But unfortunately, there's no coil, there's no spark plug, there's no injector that's going to fix this issue. This is a mechanical issue. Now we can tell our client without a doubt that, no part, external, electrical item like the ones I just listed is going to fix this issue. It's going to be a valve train issue, or a ring sealing issue, or something in the bottom end. But point being is, it's going to require tear down to fix, and that's not something we're going to do here today. So we're going to advise the client and see what they want to do, and then just go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.